We need a bonus episode as well, but I need to collect my coins first. Kia ora team, welcome to this Wholesome half-hour bonus episode. We are right in the midst of exams, so this week we thought we'd give you some top tips on how to do better and how to improve your grades in your exams without actually studying more.
Yep.
Which, I don't know, I feel like you can't really ask for more at this time of year.
Yeah.
Improving your grades without spending more hours scrolling at the
Just listen to this,
papers.
listen to this thing for 10 minutes, take some advice, and
yeah, you have to listen to us though. That's the catch. You have to actually do it.
Yeah,
it's up to you.
You know, did you play Skyrim when you were a kid?
No,
okay.
absolutely not.
Okay, well, all right, that's a you problem. But there's like a cheat where you can like read this specific book and you like level up. It levels out at about 69 though, and you can't do it anymore. But that's fine. But it's like that. I know, right? Nice. Moving on. First thing.
Proofreading?
Proofreading.
Proofreading's the first thing. I talked about this last week, but I literally left my last university exam and I double checked one of the calculations. I'm so glad I did because I got an extra 15 marks because I spotted a silly, legit a silly mistake. I carried over the wrong number. Stuff like that though is really important, and that's the difference between getting an achieved in a paper and a merit in a paper, merit in excellence, achieved, not achieved. That kind of proofreading can really bump you up a full grade.
Oh, 100%. And I think...
Because in the stress of an exam, it's really easy to make simple errors, like in maths carrying over the wrong number, in English, silly spelling and grammar stuff.
I think, the really important thing is, for the humanities, for your writing-based subjects, read it over. And don't skim it, actually read it. If you need to slow yourself down, mouth it out. Obviously, don't read it out for the whole, for everyone, but mouthing it word for word as you go, because you are going to recognize every silly mistake that you made immediately. Because when you say it and it comes out wrong, it doesn't sound right, you notice it a lot more. For your maths-based subjects, just double check your calculations, round to however many decimal places that they have specified. So statistics is 3, I'm pretty sure, maybe 4. Chemistry is definitely a 4, especially when you're dealing with molar masses. This is level 3 chem, level 3 chem. Right. Sorry, dealing with molar masses and Casey constants and stuff like that. And level 1 and stuff like that, I think they only want 1 to 2 decimal places. But those small things
making sure you get your rounding
difference.
right,
getting your rounding right,
the type of rounding you're doing.
If you try a question and you can't crack it and you move on from it, make sure you go back to it. Just before you're about to leave the exam, just flick through the exam and have you answered every question? Because I've genuinely done that before and just forgotten to even try that question.
Checking the back page, stuff like that. It's important. And I mean, if you don't write a question, you've immediately lost your chance of getting a certain component, 10%, 15%, 20%, and 30% of your exam. Making sure you've read every question, you haven't missed any pages, etc.
Easy points, always bring it back to the context. Always. It doesn't matter which subject this is in, by the way. If you're in bio and they've started talking to you about a certain type of kakapo, then you better be talking about a certain type of kakapo in your answer, not just the biological concepts, because it shows that you have inflexible knowledge. You can't apply it to a context, which is merit and excellence marks right there.
And maths, making sure you make clear which part of all your working is your actual final answer for your question.
And label it, circle it, draw arrows to it. Who knows?
Circle, whatever, and making sure, if they require a sentence or an explanation, you give that as well. And taking into account things sometimes there'll be a triangle, but there'll be a gap or something that you have to account for. Making sure you account for stuff like that. Context is really important.
Another thing on that note is for any subjects that you have that have extended answers, so history sources or bio or something like that, don't just cover the bullet points. Read the actual heading question, write your answer with those bullet points in it, and then go back to the original overarching question and ask, did I answer this? Usually you round off your extended paragraphs with a thing. Oh, don't even have to be an extended paragraph. Paragraph it all you want. Who cares? Link it back to the question. Don't just give a definition, put a full stop and go about your merry way, because it's not enough. For the higher marks, I mean, it's fine for achieve. Another thing I was going to say is make sure you answer the question, whether this be English or history or journalism or sociology or whatever it is. Don't just spit out an exam. Please read the question, incorporate the keywords. If you're in history and they've asked you what significant short or long-term consequences are, you better be using the term significant long-term consequences in your essay. That is probably one of the places that people lose marks the most. I know it was definitely something a lot of students learn through mocks, is if you don't answer the entire question, then you...
answer the question, answer the entire question. And a really easy way to do that is make sure throughout your essay you use the words in the question at least 2 or 3 times.
100%.
Makes it really 100%.
Clear. Another one that I had was when you're using evidence, again, essay-based subjects, don't just slap a quote in there, don't just slap a technique in there. Tell us why it links into what you're arguing. I think people get too stuck into the structure sometimes that they've been given in class. While that works and it can guide your essay, you need to be making sure that there is a coherency to it. You can't just be like, statement, explain that statement, chuck in a quote and move on. Like that's not, you're not answering anything. Again, it's just this rote learning. What was your thing?
So I guess in terms of that's a lot of exam strategy stuff, very important. But in terms of non-exam strategy stuff, sleep, very important. Everyone will tell you this, but it's really important.
It's so important.
The night before, but also the nights before the night before, because often the night before, as hard as you try, there is a possibility, depending on the kind of person you are, because you're anxious, whatever, you'll struggle to get the best night's sleep. So by making sure 3, 4, 5 nights before that you get good sleep, you've kind of mitigated any negative effects of one night's, a little bit subpar sleep. Really important, and it affects your mental performance a lot more than you realize.
100%.
The other thing is food and drink before the exam. A few things. If you So if you usually drink coffee in the morning, you should probably continue to drink coffee in the morning. But don't do just because it's the exam day, today is not the day to be let's have 3 coffees and a massive breakfast, because your mind's not going to know how to cope with that. Just do, in terms of food and drink, I'd recommend just doing what you normally do, treating it like any other day. But making sure also, if it's a lunchtime exam, making sure you do have something, if it's a 2:30 exam, making sure you do have something to eat, at lunch, and not just being hungry in the exam, because that's not fun either. Don't drink heaps of liquids before the exam. Another thing, it's easy when you're sitting, before the exam starts, it's easy to hit, you have your water bowl in hand, it's easy to keep sipping at it.
You got nervous.
And then 1 hour and you have to go to the bathroom, you just burn 5 minutes of your exam.
Another thing on that note, if you are someone who is prone to getting really stressed before your exams, something that I started doing in level 3 was, I never turned up to my exams late, but I would not wait outside the assembly hall with everyone. I sat in my car for ages, just listening to music or sitting in the car with a mate or something like that. But the one thing that I hated about exams was everyone sitting in front of the assembly room or the hall or whatever it is, being like, oh my god, I'm so stressed, oh my god, do you know what this is? And you've got one kid in the corner that's furiously going through flashcards, another kid over there talking about how mitochondria is a powerhouse of the cell and they're only going to write that in the exam. It's just an awful environment. Some people just get so sucked into it, but I literally couldn't think of anything worse to de-stress myself before going into an exam than listening to the absolute cacophony of stressed out peers. That was a thing for me. So know what you do and don't like. Know what kind of things, without this being a weird thing, know the things that trigger your stress. If it's being around people talking about that kind of stuff, don't do that unless it's 10 minutes beforehand you have to go in now or something. If you are stressed about other things, try and tackle that specific thing. You want to set your mind up as well as possible so you can go into that exam room and do your best. And drinking stupid amounts of coffee and getting into a huge stress ball with your mates is not going to help that.
Yeah. I think that's all the
Is that 10 minutes? That was my advice as well, I think.
Yeah, so good luck for exams.
Good luck, guys.
You're already partway through.
Exactly.
Well, for some people, most of the way through. But good luck.
Good luck.
The end is near, unless you have, what's the last exam?
level 1 Japanese,
Yeah, level
level
1.
2 te reo and Latin,
And dance, that's a classic.
and level 3
Art
Japanese.
history, SOS, but yeah, otherwise, good luck. It's less than a week to go now?
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks, I don't know how time works.
No, there's still 3 weeks of exams.
Yeah.
1, 2,
Yeah, but
3.
no, don't worry. Okay, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I just realised.
Yeah.